Minister of State for Finance Arjun Ram Meghwal today drew a bizarre analogy between the goods and services tax regime and a daughter-in-law. Now, addressing the 14th National Convention of the National Real Estate Development Council, Mr. Meghwal said it will take time to adjust to the new rules in the GST regime, just like how a new daughter-in-law will take time to follow what he called are the new compliances at a new household. Let me not go any further. Listen in to what the Minister of State for Finance had to say today at a public event.
कंप्लायंसेस होते हैं साहब, मैं आपको बताता हूं। मैं तो एकदम ग्रामीण परिवेश से आता हूं। नई दुल्हन आती है, उसका तिलक करते हैं, स्वागत करते हैं, उसके बाद उसको कंप्लायंसेस बताए जाते हैं। फर्स्ट डे क्या 7 बजे सुबह सुबह उठना, 8 बजे आपके ससुर जी घूम के आ जाएं पार्क से तो उनको चाय पिला देना, 9-10 बजे कोई मेहमान दिख जाए तो गुस्सा मत करना, हंस करके उनको नमस्कार करना और खाना बना के खिला देना। ये नहीं है क्या कंप्लायंस का है? यस और नो तो बोलिए। अब उसमें क्या, अब ये ऐसे जीएसटी के कंप्लायंसेस है, रिटर्न है, आपको ये करना है, आपको वहां जीएसटीआर में जाना है, कोई दिक्कत आएगी तो वो ये प्रावधान है, ये सब कंप्लायंसेस हैं।
Well, that is the Minister of State for Finance, Mr. Arjun Ram Meghwal. Now, to discuss this further, joining us today is Shaina NC, spokesperson of the BJP. Shaina NC, as a woman and as a spokesperson for the Bharatiya Janata Party, you know, what you just heard there saying, this is the Minister of State for Finance speaking at a public event, trying to draw parallels and an analogy between GST compliance and how you literally break in a new daughter-in-law. Does it embarrass you? Does it offend you?
I don't think you need to take this very literally, Shreen. The gist of what he was trying to say was clearly that how it takes you time to adjust to a new family member. Like that, GST is a new, whole mandate which you have to be ready to be open to and accustomed to and treat it as part of your family. Now, I think that you could dissect the fundamental point, but I think we cannot sway from the fact that over 36 lakh businesses have filed GST returns so far. We're close to a 65,000.
That's not the argument, Shaina. That's not the argument.
No.
That's not the argument. I'm talking about a minister in the government, the point should not be that. The point should be that a minister in government draws out an analogy between literally breaking in a new daughter-in-law. It's a misogynistic attitude that was fully in display there at a public event. What is the message that you send out? You're perpetuating the stereotype, are you not, Shaina? This is not about, whether it's 36 lakh, and anyway, even the 36 lakh number is below the government's own estimate, but that's a separate story altogether. I'm talking about the messaging and the symbolism of what the Minister of State for Finance seems to be suggesting when he makes these statements in public, saying that a daughter-in-law must wake up at 7, must treat guests with a smile at 9 a.m. and so on and so forth.
Shreen, I think we're taking it a little far. I hope you know of Mr. Meghwal's background. He is an IAS officer himself, somebody who's been a part of the services. He doesn't have regressive comment. I think he was just trying to give a reference to context to say that how when there is a newlywed bride who comes home, there is a certain kind of adjustment period. And that adjustment period or gestation time for GST is pretty similar. I don't think that this needs to be taken as a literal, wisdom of words. It has to be more viewed as what has GST done for the economy? Have we been able to comply with the rules, or are we taking a little time to adjust? And if we are, then that adjustment happens in cases such as this too. So when you have a newlywed bride who is also finding her own bearing or taking time to adjust, I mean, he was trying to give a reference to context to people who would probably understand the kind of complexities of a new scenario and also the necessity of making things happen as you do within your own family. So I think that rather than getting into all this technicality of who said what, let's just focus on the issue, which is how have we been able to implement
we've been
GST?
Focusing on the issue. I wish the minister had focused on the issue. We have been focusing on the issue. I wish the minister had focused on the issue as opposed to drawing this very bizarre, strange parallel between what a new bride has to go through. He wasn't talking about adjustment. He was talking about compliance, China. But
as a society, we have become extremely judgmental on every sentence that anybody opines. Now, if somebody chooses to give a reference to context, it may not have been the best example, I concede. But if he feels that he gave something that just came to his mind sporadically, I don't think we should be sitting here to debate on that. We should be sitting here to debate as to what are the lacunas in the system, how successful have we been in GST, how successful have how have people participated, and what are our targets, and how do we reach out to it. And yes, as
China,
Minister of State for Finance,
we've been focusing on that. I'm glad that you conceded that at least was not appropriate. The comments were not appropriate. At least I'm glad that you've conceded that. But you know, let's not go down this road any further. You know, perhaps we hope that there are people in positions of power who will draw parallels which are more appropriate. But many thanks, at least, for joining us this evening, Shaina NC, on the comments made there by the Minister of State for Finance. On that note.